Hi, we're the Death Hilarious, and unfortunately, we're the last of the good guys. Hurrah! We're back! We never went anywhere.
No.
Unfortunately, and we're still going nowhere.
I know, yeah. It's 2014 and still gone nowhere.
2014, hey.
Was 2014?
Yeah, we started in 2014.
10 years next
November in 10 years next year.
10 years next year.
What a ride it's been.
What a ride it's been. And like most rides, we'd come back to the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Lots of ups and downs.
A lot of screaming.
A lot of screaming.
Yeah.
A lot of traumatised children.
A lot of falling out of a...
Yeah.
The merry-go-round of comedy continues its jolly spin. I wish I was just into football and good at IT and I wouldn't have any complications in my life. Yeah, that's...
I wish I wasn't ambitious and I could just run like a sort of street food stand.
That'd be nice. I'd like to do special fish rolls. Lovely, beautiful ones, full of spice and flavour.
I do like one of those arancinis, like battered rice with cheese and mushrooms, and my dad would still be alive, serving right next to me.
But instead,
Is
we're
he
trying
being
to convince people to produce comedy scripts that
Long comedy scripts, sketch shows with big budgets that
Yeah.
nobody really has for sketch shows anymore. Because most people film sketches in their kind of characterless bare flats, or in their toilets on a night out.
Hey, when the toilet brush starts talking to you. Yeah. If you find that sort of thing funny on Instagram, I hope you die in your sleep.
Yeah. It's like hilarious husband and wife pranks. Watch as I fill my husband's brownies full of, I don't know, fucking amoxicillin. And look, you won't believe what happened next.
His infection clears up.
His headache goes away.
Yeah. I put antivirals in my husband's coffee and his ears clear. Yeah, great, yeah, hilarious.
Yeah.
Going to start this one by needing a piss again, which is really great.
Oh dear. Stay tuned, folks. Maybe, if you really keep your ears peeled, you'll be able to hear the gentle tinkle of Glenn's urine against water. I wonder by the consistency and the sound of it whether he's been eating asparagus, whether he's hydrated enough. If it's like a good thick stream, suggests that he drinks plenty of water. However, if it's a thin dribble, maybe prostate cancer, could be UTI. Let's listen out.
Oh, Darren, yes. Oh, Darren, I love you. Oh, yes. How long can I keep this at bay? Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please.
It's a good thick.
I told you in where I work, we had like a mystery pisser whose urine was so bad.
It smelled.
Yeah, but it was so bad it was blocking the urinal.
What?
Well,
So
you
it was
know,
like, are you sure it was urine? Glenn? It was like brown and solid and
gravy
filled with
piss.
nuts.
We were just saying, like, literally people come in and go like, "Oh, gravy piss has been in there again."
Gravy piss.
Gravy piss. Yeah.
Wow. So who, like, did you get...
No
did you
idea.
solve the mystery?
No, because where I
Gravy
work,
piss
well,
gate?
there's like 13, 14, 15 floors,
Right.
and people come down to use different toilets. Like, if people need a shit, they never have a shit on their own floor.
Oh, right. So there's like... They can't
Yeah.
trace it back to them, basically.
Yeah, but nobody wants to... Like, it's okay if you go... Like, I very rarely take a shit in work.
Yeah.
Because I just don't like using public toilets very much. Unless I
You can
really
go in your
have to.
you can go in your trousers and nobody will really
I
notice
just
the
go.
smell.
I go in my adult diaper. So, diaper. Diaper's a funny word.
Diaper is a funny
because it's
word.
like it's alien. To
Diaper is really funny, as is the word panties. I find
Panties,
Panties is really
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, like when BTK talks about strangling
Oh, really?
Mrs. Otero
Really? With her panties?
with the panties. No, it's not even. I know he doesn't quite say panties. He does. He goes. He just does his full confession in court. And he's there like dressed like a fucking high school teacher.
Yeah.
And he's
like
there, and
a
they
supply
go,
teacher.
Mr. Raider, how did you kill Mrs. Otero? I strangled her, sir.
And what do you strangle her with, Mr. Raider? Pantyhose, sir. Pantyhose. Yeah.
That's why I always find that really funny. Is the sober description of something awful or something embarrassing.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
it's like the it'd be like a funeral or something, and it was like, and of course, Jamie was tragically killed whilst he was mooning out of the school bus window and was impaled by a streetlight.
Yeah. Yeah, so gravy piss was, but it was so bad. It was like whatever was in it. I'm not suggesting that maybe someone had gobbed some chewing gum down there as well, but honestly, his piss was genuinely blocking up the fucking.
So it was thick. Then it was viscous.
It was not
Viscous,
quite
viscous.
viscous, but it was like. Do you know, like, about as thick as gravy can be before it starts to be like melted chocolate? Like, genuinely, like, unbelievable urine. Like,
Wow.
whoever is there dying.
Wow, yeah.
Got
that can't
kidney
be good.
failure or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's not like,
It's astonishing.
look, we're not angry, we're worried, okay?
Yeah.
We're worried about you.
They're,
Although, I did have something, like, now, and I heard recently that it's either a sign that you're you're lacking in nutrients, or it's a sign you're dehydrated, or it's a sign that you've got a kind of surplus of nutrients, and as if your piss smells.
oh, yes, okay.
And mine almost certainly does now all the time.
Yeah.
But it's only really done so since I've kind of switched up my diet, and now I take vitamins every day, and
Yes.
I do generally eat healthier.
Genuinely and generally.
I eat like a general, is
I
what
like
I'm
a
saying.
general. Genuinely and generally.
Generally and genuinely and genderlessly as well, okay? For all the
Most
commissioners watching, I eat genderlessly, which is like
Yeah.
that, okay? But like this one, my piss smelled like shit. Basically. And it was
Right,
it was
quick
worrying.
question. Had you had anal sex with somebody the night before?
No.
Right,
No.
okay, I'd have to ask.
As you said just now before the podcast started,
Oh,
is Glenn's the reason why you think I'm still single?
Oh yeah, the reason Darren is still single, because it is a bit of a mystery.
Oh, heroic.
Because, well, it's not
Is that what you're
heroic either.
saying?
No.
Brave, what I do.
It's not, because Darren's great company, one of the very
Thank
funniest people you could ever meet. Is so like well versed in literature, film, current affairs,
Yeah.
has a great sense of silliness.
Mm-hmm.
He's even upped his game with his fashion sense recently,
Yeah.
since he's sort of outstripped me in the losing weight thing. So he's he's looking good. His haircut's good. He's a good-looking guy, but he's still single. He's been single for years. And
Yeah.
I was like, why is that? That's weird. And now I know why. Because he farts like a fucking lunatic. And I reckon there are so many nice he's been seeing, and they're just like, I'm not going back there because that guy just fucking farts. And it's fucking terrible.
I'm not getting married to a sewer.
Like, they smell like... Yeah,
I won't even deny this.
It's like a marriage to you would be like getting stuck in the M4 next to a silage field forever. And when you're just in the car going, oh, Jesus, oh, Christ. Oh, fuck, that's
being
life
trapped
with
in
you.
that car and going around the
Trapped in
roundabout
that-
forever. Yeah, I will 100% concede that this is true. And again, it's because, in the last year I've had a change in diet because I, try and exercise and I try and get a lot of protein, and the only protein I get from is fish. So generally, pretty much two.
Yeah. Also, we're not talking about top quality fish here. We're talking about
Iceland, home bargains, canned tuna and mackerel.
Canned tuna and mackerel,
Oh, yeah,
and like
cheap,
frozen smoked haddock from fucking Farm Foods or whatever.
It's from Iceland, okay? So
Oh, sorry.
It's £10 for 3 bags. But yeah, it's like white bassa fish. I think it's white because of all the toxic waste they've ingested.
Do you actually eat bassa?
Yeah. It's
You
not
shouldn't
bassa,
eat
but-
bassa. That is fucking rank.
It's lovely.
No, it fucking isn't. It
I
tastes
love
like
it.
mud.
I love it.
You actually eat bassa.
I do, yeah.
Pescatarian who eats bassa.
Why is that not? It's not. I didn't know if that's.
It's a fucking freshwater catfish from like Vietnam. It's actually illegal in the United States. You can't import bassa.
Wow, cool. So like,
No.
a little bit of rock and roll.
No, it's not rock and roll. It's
Rock
fucking
and roll.
buzzing.
James Dean would have eaten bassa probably if he was alive.
Well, wouldn't it be nice if he'd had the chance?
Yeah.
Even my
you
brother.
saying it might not be good for my digestion, and that's why I'm, pumping out gases
If you're
that,
eating
are
bassa-
that are probably creating like new holes in the ozone layer.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
Oh,
it's creating
okay.
new holes in our friendship. I can tell you that much. Fucking rancid bastard.
What I think is funny though is when, like we are going to a gig and and now it's a guarantee, now I don't have those ones where they're like silent and you think, oh God, I got away with that. It was a non-smelly one.
I'll put it this way: if he does it in my car on the way to a gig, I go from doing about 80 miles an hour to 50. I have to pull over into the slow lane and pull my windows down, and we don't talk for about 10 minutes.
But it's so funny. What I really get a kick out of is the reaction.
Yeah.
Really get a kick out of it because I wait. You see, so I wonder if he's going to pick up. On
I find the noise of farts very funny.
Yeah, they are funny. But I like the sneak attack. I remember seeing a story. I mean, this is going to get really scatological and disgusting, so I'll have to trim a lot of this out. But I remember reading. Do you remember they used to have those like those the letters
shit
page
porn magazines in your dad's fucking study? His dad doesn't have a study.
Yeah. Do you remember the magazine Fecal Fancier? I used to subscribe to that every day if you were having a good diet.
Yeah.
I remember reading, the letters page of FHM. They used to have all these I've got sex problems, and there was one about this gay guy. And he was like, "Oh, I was at this guy's house, and like we were kissing and stuff." And then he sort of went down on me, and then he started like rimming me, right? Okay. And I was sort of enjoying it, but I needed the toilet. So he said like he said to this guy, he said, "Oh look, can we just stop a second?" And he was like, "Oh, what's the matter?" He said, "Oh, I need to go to the toilet."
He's like, "Just go for it."
And the bloke was like, "Yeah, I like it."
Oh, okay.
And then like just the way he said, I was like pushing out these little pellets into his mouth as he was like chomping down on them, but like reading it and just thinking like, I will never not know that now. I will, and now you don't not know it. But the other story about the anal porn was this was years ago, about 10 years ago now, when I was living in Exeter, and we had just filmed the without. Me and Glenn got really drunk one night, and he doesn't remember this, and I'm telling him now. We filmed the parody of 90s films, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie, yeah.
So we filmed a parody, like a sketch of parody of Trainspotting and Snatch and films like that.
Yeah.
And there was a scene I needed to film in it where it was me, it was a very quick shot, and it was me fully naked, knocking one out.
Oh, I remember this.
And I've got the magazine over my dick.
Yeah.
But it was just meant to be a very quick shot. And then there's all this like rubbish and all like a cracked end sort of thing to kind of emphasise how degenerate our lives were.
Yeah.
And so I was like, right, I need to get a magazine, but it needs to be very from that second that you see that clip. You need to be able to recognise like he's wanking to a porn mag. So it needs to be like a naked woman on the front or something. So I went to my local Londis, right, and I found this. I was looking through and I found this magazine. It was called Buttman. Buttman, right? And on the front cover of Buttman was a woman. So the camera, imagine, is like a low-angle camera.
Right.
So her arse is in the foreground, and it's huge. And she's kind of peeking over her own arse like that, as if she just scaled the summit of a mountain. Yeah. She's just like... looking over her own arse, right? And I think, right, that'll have to do, because I don't think there was anything else that was quite suitable. Most of them were like in that kind of discreet... like brown paper wrapping, basically, so you couldn't see the good stuff. So I bought that one, but also, just coincidentally, I also just needed ketchup for the house. Those are the two things I bought. Bottle of ketchup and this porn mag, Buttman. And there was an old man at the till, and just chatting to the guy behind the till, and they were just chatting. I was like, oh, come on, get out, leave, I just want to buy this stuff. And then the guy clocked that I was just waiting. He went, oh, no, mate, come down, like, it's fine, like, I'm not serving him, we're just chatting. And I was like, right, I just got to style this one out.
Got to go.
Yeah, just got to go for it, and just plonked the sauce on the table, and the old man was just watching me as I bought this porn mag and some ketchup, and then walked out. And I always wondered like what the old man was probably thinking, like, I fought in a war for this. Do you know what I mean? I fought in a war so this pervert, for the freedom for this man to I don't know cover his dick in ketchup.
When I worked in Tesco's when I was about 16, 17, not long after I started there, I was on the checkouts, and this almost sounds like some shit that like someone would make up to try and be funny, but I just promise you that it happened.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And you'll know it happened because you know that this isn't really the sort of thing I would find funny because it's so Route 1.
Okay, right, okay.
A man came to my conveyor belt, right, in my checkout.
Okay.
And he put on the conveyor belt a Harry Potter DVD, a pack of Kleenex tissues, and some Nivea hand cream. I just bought those 3 things.
Really?
But even at the moment it was happening, I remember thinking, because like obviously, I don't have to spell it out in your brain. You're like, he's going to wank over Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, in my head was just going, yeah, this must be.
Yeah. Maybe he was just. Maybe it was like he was trying to plant the seed in you.
Well,
I mean,
not
not literally, but like
grow,
maybe
but,
he was trying to be like oh, you've caught me out. If you're interested, do you want a little movie night? With me?
That's right. If you need to report me to the police, this is my address. And he gives it to me, printed off on a card. And I'm like,
with love hearts on it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was, I think, my mate Sean. He told us that when he was in his primary school, one of the kids he was in school with, his parents got divorced because the father was a drinker.
Right.
And a few nights a week, he'd come home, and he did this so much, the mother was like, you've got to stop, I can't keep doing this. And I can imagine how this would be something that would eat away at you.
Yeah.
The father would go out 3 nights a week to the pub, get howling. She'd come down the next day, found him on the settee, outers, school day.
Yeah.
They had 3 kids. And he'd gone in the fridge, and all the packed lunches she'd made the night before, he'd just eaten the lot, all his children's lunches.
Oh my god. Covered in like Dairy Lunchables.
Dairy Lunchables.
What's it?
Petit Faloo.
Slab it on
Mini Easy Peeler, just everywhere.
Half a pear.
I know. Rocky Bar. Just everything. Wagon wheels, whatever.
Oh god.
Yeah, apparently. He told us that. He used to tell us
tragic.
that. And he said, apparently that was the reason they got divorced. And this kid used to say, my dad used to eat our school lunches, and
Oh my god.
that's why my parents got
Oh
divorced.
god. Coming downstairs like wearing their school jumpers as well. Going to school, doing their lessons, being found in one of those little chairs.
Yeah.
Like
It was way deeper than just greed.
that. Yeah, he wanted to be a kid.
He was
again.
regressing his
Yeah,
childhood.
he wanted to be a child again.
But if you did want to regress to childhood, eating a kid's school lunch would be the first thing you could do.
I guess so. I mean, it's
Eventually
it's
then
food.
You climb into a cot and start wetting yourself. That would be.
Yeah, packed lunches. That really. What would you have in your packed
Can I just
lunch?
say, this is going to be a subject I could talk about for fucking
All right, let's
ages
go.
as a former fat
We've
guy.
got another half an hour to
We
fill.
have.
What was
Do
your...
you think? Well, first off, do you think you had good packed lunch?
I had pretty
Yeah.
good packed lunches, I think. I had a pretty... it was pretty... nothing too indulgent. There was... I think there was usually a healthy option in there, I was what they call in the what they call in the bondage scene a switch. Although in the bondage scene it means that you sort of take it and give it out. But in the packed lunch world, it means that I alternated between cooked dinners and packed lunches.
Did you have packed lunches in the summer and dinners in the winter? Because that's what I had.
Did you?
So my mother was like, "You can't have a cold meal in the winter." That's what my mother did.
He'll die of hypothermia if he
He'll die of
has a
hypothermia.
turkey slice sandwich
What, with his-
in December.
with his Adam's coat on and being chubby. I wasn't actually.
Having an inch of fat around his whole body.
Yeah,
That's hilarious, though. Yeah, he needs a warm meal.
that pretty much was what it was. And I remember like clockwork.
It's
it
like,
would
we're
be
not
like-
going to school in Reykjavik.
Honestly, well, yeah.
Honestly,
I knew that when the sort of the ices of winter began to thaw, that was me done with dinners,
Yeah,
and it was I'd have to like.
The dinners were amazing. I loved school dinners. I thought this was by the way, this is such a root one subject to talk about in podcasts. I feel like this is the kind of like.
Well, I think we do pretty left
yeah,
field
that's true.
stuff.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, I think the school dinner's been lovely. I remember the ravioli being incredible. Like, we had ravioli and chips, and it was fucking incredible.
Ravioli and chips.
Ravioli, yeah.
The ravioli is a carb element. Why do you need chips as well?
Glenn, this is before we knew what carbs were.
Oh, of course,
This
yeah.
was like working class South Wales valleys. People weren't like, counting my micros in those
Yeah,
meals. They were
wow.
just like, let's give them something that we would eat
no,
anyway.
I don't remember anything that mad.
Yeah, ravioli and chips.
I remember dinners. Do you know what I mean? Like I remember a lot of
Mash. I remember a lot of mash, lumpy
gravy,
mash.
and like.
It was good. I think it was all like really tasty. It wasn't like smash or anything. Like it was proper mash.
Yeah,
Sausages.
I remember.
What was the terrible thing you remember?
No, well, this is when I packed lunches.
Okay.
Right? And this was when I was about, I suppose, first couple of years of secondary, so 7 and 8, so
Yeah.
what are you then, 11, 12?
Yeah.
My bedroom's at the back of my parents' house upstairs, and because I was just like a fat boy who didn't like eating healthily particularly.
No.
And I didn't even have the get up and go to bin it in school, which I suppose I should have done. And I remember one day,
What did you do?
my mother and father were doing. I can't remember whether they would like. I don't know how they were either in my bedroom and they saw this from the window, or they were doing something in the garden. And I remember my mother going, "Glenn, come here! Glenn, come here!" And I was like, "What is it? Oh fuck, what have I done?" And she goes, "Look at that! Do you want to explain that?" And she pointed from my bedroom window down onto the garden, onto the garage roof, and there were about 17 rotting bananas on the roof of the garage.
So you just like lugged
I
it
go
out the
home,
window.
open my bag,
Oh my god.
chuck the banana out the window onto the garage roof, and there was about 14, 15
Oh
rotten
my
bananas.
God.
I paid good money for those bananas, and you were wasting them, and you throw them out.
What you should have done is done like, you know, what Donald Duck did to Huey, Dewey and Louie when he caught them smoking cigars. She should have pushed you onto the roof and made you eat all of them.
Yeah, well,
Eat them rain-drenched rotten bananas, you dirty fat boy.
They were bad.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And what she should have done, really, to be economical,
It's made
she just
rancid
could have
banana bread.
gutter banana
Yeah.
bread.
Hanging banana bread mixed with bird shit and moss. Made me eat it. Didn't he have butter on it? No, you fat pig, eat it up.
He did have some
Eat
sort of
that
like
bird
serious
shit banana
case of
bread.
bird
Yeah.
shit banana bread. That's the title for the episode.
Bird shit banana bread. Yeah. So that was
Wow.
that was something I did. I also remember. So again, this is a primary school thing. This is about dinners, though. It's amazing how like things like I haven't thought of these since like before we've
Really
been friends.
is?
Like,
Right,
I haven't
okay.
even thought of this.
It's all coming back now. This is like therapy. The trauma's coming out now.
Yeah.
You can't stop it.
I went to probably much like yourself. Our school was, I suppose, it would be regarded back. It still is like a relatively rough catchment area.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a very rough school.
Like I was one of the more well-to-do kids in my school, purely by dint of the fact my parents both had jobs and they owned their own house.
Yeah.
And
pretty
neither
much.
my parents are professionals,
Yeah.
anything like that.
Yeah.
Like respectable jobs,
Yeah.
but not like loads of money.
Yeah. Pay their own mortgage.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of,
You know, wore a shirt outdoors. You know?
pretty much. Yeah. Made me wear joggers, but whatever.
Yeah.
We,
Whether you had like a straight washing line in the back garden, you know, it's like sort of bent at a right angle.
rusty bent one.
Yeah. You know,
But when I was in primary and I had dinners, I remember that the front of the dinner line were it was under 10 kids. And it never occurred to me why this was happening. But there was like a tray near the serving hatch, and it had 10 little, like sort of plastic beakers
right.
of milkshake.
Okay.
And I remember me and my friends, we used to be like, "Oh my god, like that's so cool."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And we were all like, and I remember going home and saying to my mother, "Why did some of those kids get milkshakes and we don't?" And my mother, only relatively recently, i.e. well after I was in secondary,
Yeah.
she was like, those kids were so poor they had calcium deficiencies. And the school was giving them milk every day to make sure that they basically didn't get rickets and whatever it is you get for things to do.
Because I could have imagined if she told you that as a kid, before you went to school, you would have been ripping your clothes like that and then do it into your face like that, and just like coming in on crutches and going, "Oh no, another broken leg! Best have a milkshake, peanut butter, please." Yeah.
And I remember being horrified because I had quite puritanical table manners in my house.
Oh really? Okay. No elbows on the table.
Oh no, they all came from my mother's father, who
Right,
was
okay.
a bit of a dragon when it
Right.
came to table manners and stuff.
Yeah.
So he was you had to put your knife and fork together when you finished eating. Like in my house, I can't even exaggerate how much that was like
A big thing.
A massive thing. That was like not wiping your ass when you went to the toilet. Like, it was really serious. I remember actually I wrote a story once in school. I can't remember what it was about. Like, you write about something terrible that happened.
Yeah,
And part of the story was this guy who put his
Rhapsody
knife
of the
together.
Knife and Fork.
Rhapsody of the Knife and Fork. And I remember Mrs. Gilbert, one of the teachers, she was like, "Man, this isn't a big deal." And I was like, "What? Not putting your knife and fork together?"
Yeah.
And I remember a couple of the kids laughing, and the teacher being like, "Glenn, nobody cares about that." And I was like,
really? You go, oh, if the meal was well made, like you go, oh, thanks for the meal, and you leant down to the teacher and tried to suck his cock, and they went, what are you doing, Glenn? You went, oh, in my house,
In
you
my
just
house.
suck the cock.
the chef's cock. And the chef was basically my dad in like one of those fake Groucho noses and moustaches with glasses.
Yeah, actually, that was what I really hated in school. I hated kids who chew with their mouth open, and people who used to mess around with their food.
Oh, I don't like that. Yeah,
When
I
people,
agree with
I
that.
remember my best friend in school, Gareth. He was an absolute fucker for doing it, and I used to just tell him off. Even when I was younger, I remember once he would like. He just put his. He used to wear these big long coats with these big deep pockets, and he put his hand in his pocket. And he pulled out like half a Kit Kat chunk that he'd wrapped up and had the day before he'd eaten half of it and just kept the other half. And he was like, "Oh, great!" And I'd eat it, and I'd be like, "That's been in your pocket all night. That's fucking disgusting." And one time he came out, and he had this like bit of a brown, just like a tiny brown sliver of something, and he was like putting it between his teeth and stuff and eating it. So what the fuck is that? And he went, oh, it's just like part of my cooked dinner I had about 2 hours ago. I'm still like chewing some of it. And I say, swallow it now. I remember demanding that he swallow it. I was like, swallow it or I'm not talking to you. Swallow it. Yeah, I remember Billy Bear Meat was a big one. Billy Bear Meat was my brother loved Billy Bear Meat. And my brother
loved that as well.
My brother would. So my brother was a very fatty eater. Like, we're both fat eaters in different ways. My brother was very, very skinny. And because he'd eat tiny, tiny portions of things, he was very particular about his food, and it would never be like, it wouldn't be like big, huge, it'd just be like, he'd have like those little sausages, those like mini sausages, and then he'd have like smiley faces, and then he'd have maybe like spaghetti on side, and that'll be it. But it was all very kind of like, it was almost like he was on a, like in a mental ward or something, like being fed, but like controlled, like his portions were being controlled by a nurse or something,
Oh, wow.
but they were that's just the way he liked it. And he would like eat like his Weetabix would have to be warmed in the microwave. He was eating like an 80-year-old woman basically in hospice, in his dying days, and he would just eat very.
Was your mother stealing money from him as well?
She was, yes, she was. She didn't give pocket money.
And
She took it
jewellery.
away, yeah. But I remember, like, yeah, he used to with the Billy Bear Meat, again, very particular with how he ate it. He used to like eat the eyes first, and then eat the nose, and then eat the mouth. But sadly, as he grew up, he started to do a similar thing. He used to pick up like Puerto Rican boys and bring them back to his
In the
flat,
Rhondda.
and then he'd eat the eyes. Oh yeah, there was a big Puerto Rican quarter
Expats.
yeah, expats. Yeah, they thought we'll go to Wales, we'll be safe there. No, not with
Not from the Beast of Bel
not with the Beast of Bethay around, the Rhondda Ripper.
Yeah.
But I remember having the sausage rolls from the deli counter in Tesco,
Okay.
and because they were like it was like proper cold, and I still prefer my pasties and my sausage rolls and my veggie Scotch eggs. I still like those things cold. I prefer to eat most things cold.
The discerning customer.
Cold and very bland. And I would eat the sausage roll, and it'd be like lovely and flaky. And then obviously being a really fat boy, I used to then I would get like a baguette. And I'm talking
What, like the stick?
a stick, and I would eat it in one
The whole
sitting.
thing?
Yep.
Oh no, I never did.
It was hard. It was a struggle, but I persevered. And I would put like butter on it, and then I would put like chicken skewers.
Oh, satay skewers.
Yeah. I'd take the chicken off the skewers, and I put that in. And then
This is
one time I put the sausage roll in.
This
there.
is what. Can I say, if anyone?
By the way.
This is working class eating. This is
more like a trauma survivors group.
It really is.
It's
Yeah, I don't remember mad combos of food really. I do remember one of my problems certainly when I was about 13, 14 was coming straight in to play free roam on Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh, okay.
On a PS2. So I wasn't even playing the game. I was literally just roaming, shooting random people for like 4 hours.
Yeah. Getting all the running in you should have been getting in real life.
Do you know what? If I'd had run as much as that man with the chainsaw, on GTA,
Yeah.
I would have been. But I used to go upstairs. I used to have a full glass of like full sugar Coca-Cola
Nice.
and like a massive chunk of cheddar cheese from the fridge, and I just sit there eating it, playing it. No wonder I had weight problems. It was just terrible.
God.
But the only really bad food combo I remember, and it put me off both of these ingredients for a long time, is might have been in first year of sixth form, so I was old enough to know better. Really, I suppose I was 17, and I remember thinking, oh, like I'd had a morning off sixth form, so I was just in the house. Everyone else had gone to work, or my brother was in school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember thinking, there's ham in the fridge, there's bread there, and there's a jar of lime pickle. You know, like you have in an Indian a chutney tray.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The one that nobody touches.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The really like
Strong,
citrusy,
the
strong one.
spicy one. I remember putting that in a ham sandwich and thinking this is going to taste amazing.
Oh God!
And even now, I can feel it creeping up.
Really,
It's fucking horrendous.
Still lurking inside you.
Like wafer thin, nasty ham from Asda.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
With Patak's.
I remember the.
lime pickle.
I remember the no frills.
No frills.
No frills.
Tesco,
Tesco no frills. Like
precursor to Tesco Value, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Back in the
Is
day.
that even a thing now?
with
Tesco Value? I don't even think that's a thing now, is it?
I don't know. Yeah.
Apparently, it was like stigmatising the class. So they
classist.
got rid of
Yeah,
it,
exactly. But no, this was like it was what I would describe. It was like it looked like a top hat of ham. A top hat of turkey meat. So it was like a big cylinder
Oh Jesus!
of
fucking
turkey
Christ.
meat. And like it had like little, you could see like, obviously where the chickens were probably just fucking crammed into one cage where they were shitting in each other's mouths and fucking they had like deformed legs and some of them were dead already. Some of them like pecked each other to death and they just went, yeah, just chuck it all in the mince and we'll just sell it to the poor people. And like it was in this
Poultry Belson.
yeah,
basically.
yeah, pretty much. Anyway, and it was like a slab of meat, and you peel it open, and it would smell like farts when you opened it, just from all the like built up gas. And then like you just take like and it was like a film, like a tiny strip of it, because they were just tiny slices, and you just like take off some slices off the top, and then it would go in your sandwich.
Fucking Christ. Do you know what?
Salmon paste as well.
Oh, we were never allowed paste. My mother
Really?
thought that was like food for scum.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it was. My mother had that thing. My mother had that
Scum,
sort of
working class
class with a little bit of like
Yeah.
a little bit of extra money.
My mother had it over certain things. My mother had it with like they were very house proud,
Right.
and still are very house proud. But like it was very. There was no. It was like I'm talking immaculate. Like my parents there was no mess. There's no dirt.
Oh no, my parents' house was always like
your
somebody
parents'
was coming
house
to
is
buy
clean.
it.
Yeah. Yours and my parents' houses, they're like showrooms.
Yes.
There's not a. There's
couldn't-
like family pictures there, but if you didn't know them, you'd think that came with the house.
Yeah.
There's photos that come with.
You could
the frame.
never do through the keyhole.
No,
'Cause you're like-
Well, we got no idea.
We got no idea.
We don't
This,
know.
all we know, this person doesn't like books.
yeah.
That my mother's one word for films, DVDs, books, anything that's like an antique or anything is just clutter. That's what my mother calls
Clutter,
it.
yeah, my mother didn't like clutter.
I call it key things to live your
Personality.
life, personality,
Yeah.
but apparently not.
It's basically stuff like that. I've got a lot of stuff. I still have DVDs that are scattered around my flat, which I really had to agonise over. Pretty much losing 10 years of accumulated shite. I had to really whittle it down to just the good stuff because this flat is so small. But that to me, it's what I would call basically window dressing for your personality.
Yeah,
When people come in, and like I do it when I go into other people's houses, if there's books on the shelf and there's DVDs.
Oh, do you remember?
I'm
We won't
scanning.
say who, but we went to
Yes,
recently,
we
and
did.
you even took a picture.
I
of
took
the
a picture.
bookshelf.
So yeah, I went into this and I
Person's
basically
place.
saw in the bookshelf was
We're like the fucking Stasi or the Gestapo. As soon as we go in, we're like, who is this person?
Kind of like kind of some like cultural.
We had them sussed in the first minute.
Culture inspectors, we were
Yeah.
just we know that, and I reckon I could do that. I could suss a person's personality out by just looking at their book collection and their DVDs.
I know whether I'd be friends with them.
Yeah, exactly.
I looked at that one, and I was like, maybe,
no,
but I don't think so.
This is an acquaintance, but yeah, this is not going to. I saw they had a copy of Joe Tracini's book. He was like an influencer on Twitter. He was an absolute moron, and I'm going to leave that in. He's just a lunatic. But he had his book, and then that's the book I took a picture of.
Like, no.
And also, one thing I really disagree with, and I this is going to divide people. I know a lot of
Child
my
abuse.
friends. racism, okay? I'm not a fan of it,
good.
alright? And it ain't going to happen in this house,
Yeah.
I'll tell you that for nothing. So get out, you. No, this is a big thing that I'm against,
Go on.
is toilet books.
Ah, yeah, okay. This is again. Actually, you come out with some really interesting.
You know, thanks very much, mate. I mean, this is not
very good.
prepped. This is off the top of my noggin.
No.
Oh yeah, toilet
You
books.
don't say.
You don't say. That unrefined
Well,
bullshit.
one of
coming
my
out of your mouth.
one of my friends.
Toilet books. For me, like, I don't like to spend a lot of time having a shite. I don't want to spend a lot of time squatting over my own shite. So I'm just in and out anyway.
Okay.
But like the idea of like sitting there and reading on the shiter, and they're not good books either.
With me, but no, I wouldn't. In my house, it's never even occurred to me. To
No,
do
you
that.
don't have any books in your. Yeah, it's not. It's just.
I do take the odd book in myself
It's not a
occasionally.
room for me. For me, it would be like having a spice rack in the toilet. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be in. What's the point? You know,
No.
it's not like, yeah, I'm going to make a sandwich while I'm on the shiter. You know
No,
what I mean?
that is fair enough.
Yeah.
But I suppose most people don't need to take books now because they've got their phones.
Hey, no, like, you know, just
Cultural critic here.
Cultural critic. Of course, you've got the internet now.
Of course,
so-
we've got the internet now.
Yeah.
It's like something. Those books are great at a coffee table. Where else would they should?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, not yet.
How about the latrine?
How about the latrine? Yeah, I really want to see like Vivian Mayer's street photography while I'm fucking.
I'm pretty sure I went to. I can't remember whether it was in Cardiff or London. You know, like one of those pubs where it's all like a little bit sort of.
Oh, like kind of boutique-y.
Yeah, you know, they've always got like they've got old-fashioned newspaper on the walls
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
gents.
Yeah.
And I do remember going in this one
Yeah.
toilet. And
Prohibition
there was,
is over. You know,
Yeah,
shit
prohibition
like
is
that.
over. Please spend way more than anyone used to spend on bootleg hooch on this cocktail, even though the price of living is skyrocketing. They had like a sort of bog books in the toilets in this place, like in this restaurant pub. Which is one
Even
thing to have in
any-
your own house.
Wow, can you
No,
imagine?
that's worse. I think that's worse. The idea that you fucking imagine any old scumbag.
Oh yeah,
picking
can
them
you
up.
imagine the animal just like wipe
Oh.
one wipe, turn the page, one wipe, turn the page, one wipe, turn the page. Like fuck that. I think when it comes to the order of going, like what you do when you go to the toilet, I think we've got it all wrong. I think there should be a sink. You know, like in a disabled toilet, there should be a sink in the toilet, in the cubicle, in the toilet. Because think about it, right? You're wiping yourself up.
Are you talking about like touching things, like touching the door?
That's what I
lock?
mean. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't.
You're then opening the door with your hand. Like I lift the seat up with my foot,
Yes.
and yeah.
Well,
But then also like yeah,
but I lock. I don't usually go in cubicles because I very rarely, like I said, I'm
Well, I
shitting
will
about
shit. I will shit
it anywhere. I know.
outdoors.
I know.
Because I don't like it being. Generally,
Yeah.
I have kind of weird anxiety about it being in my body.
Like it's
I want
gonna
to
burst
get
out?
it. Like it's like I'm
It's
going
just come out of your mouth.
I read a lot of paranormal books when I was a kid, and there was a lot of chapters on spontaneous combustion, and I
Right.
do think
And
there's a build up of
spontaneous
farts. Yeah,
just
build-up
climbing
of-
out of your mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I like to. Yeah. So anyway, I will shit in public, but when I
Yeah.
do, yeah. So I do end up going in the cubicles, but I do obviously. There have been times, and I'm sure just even going to the toilet, even the entrance to the toilet, there have been times, and I've even had this on the stairway out of the toilet. So you touch the handle, it's wet. Or you touch I've been on the banister, I've gone, that's fucking wet.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's,
know what I
it's
mean?
horrendous. I was caught years ago in my
In
one
the
of my
girls-
jobs
in
in
the
the
girls'
girls'
toilets,
changing
right?
rooms, just pissing everywhere. Marking my territory is what it's called.
That's what it's called in the cat world. Anyway, what was it?
No, somebody caught me opening the toilet door when I worked for Tesco with my foot, like hooking my foot in. and pulling
Really?
it. Now, that's disgusting. Your foot's been on the floor. I was like,
Yeah, well,
so
my
do you know how many
hands
people
would
here
have gone
don't
in my
wash their
thing.
hands
Yeah.
when they leave this toilet?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah.
In the DVLA now, though, it's really good. Since COVID, they've like put these like alcohol dispensers everywhere. So
Right.
now there's like a logical sort of, you can, as you leave the different doors to get back on the floor, you can alcohol your hands after every step.
Oh, really?
So it's
Well, I think they should. I think they should go one step further. I think you should be
no doors.
non-consensually sprayed with like a disinfectant. You know, like in a sci-fi film when they go into an airlock and they get like disinfected with a spray. I reckon that's what it should be. There should be this little anti-chamber
Yeah.
where it's just like they just spray you and you haven't got a choice.
Well, your auntie's in there spraying everybody.
Yeah, man. Anti-chamber.
Anti-chamber.
Yeah, anti-chamber. Yeah. But it's like, like you definitely have, because obviously you go into a cubicle, and especially a man's cubicle, it's fucking.
Women's toilets where I work are notoriously
Really?
worse, and the women say so as well. Yeah.
Really? Well, anyway, you go in there and you just see like a turd
Yeah.
just floating in there. No paper, nothing. So they must have just gone, right, there we go, it's done.
Yeah.
And just walking out, like trousers up, like arse chafing the whole day because you just haven't wiped.
I told you about that time in work when I was off, and Gavin, my friend in work, messaged me a picture of a shit in the toilet, which I'm not even kidding, was like that sort of diameter. Like huge. Like I don't know what kind of. And he texted me and he went, "Fuck me, look at this." When I first saw it, I thought somebody had binned a caterpillar cake. They were his words. It was because it was the girth of a Colin the caterpillar cake.
Oh my god!
And we were just like, how the fuck could that have come out of someone's art? Like that was the the cross section was that big. Most people's shit's like that thick or that big or whatever. This fucking this. He was like, and then he was like, "Oh, there's only fucking 3 people that could be." And he was like, he basically had him kind of pegged. Not like that.
Oh yeah.
Don't want to peg that.
I don't know. Their arsehole would be wide enough.
It'd be wide enough, yeah.
Jesus.
But that's
Well, that's the thing. You just like imagine how many people have sort of like gone like, "All right, mate, nice to meet you," and like shaking your hand, and they smiling at you because they know they went. I haven't wiped.
I remember.
And that's what I'm into.
I remember one of the few times. There's twice in my life. Well, once I've actually been sick immediately after seeing something. Like in like a green cop on a cop show when he goes in and they're like,
"Oh," and he sees his body.
Be careful in there, kid, and he goes in and goes, yeah, exactly. He leaves, right? Like like an episode of
CSI. Or
yeah, like CSI or Kojak or something.
Yeah.
And
the guy who just goes like, "Here, you better watch when you go in there. It's pretty great."
Yeah.
I've seen murder cases before, detective.
Chief.
And he just goes,
You go, "What's that? I'm cheese and pieces, sir." Something like that.
Just a young girl.
Twice it's happened to me. Once where I've actually spewed, and the second time.
Well, I know that time. I was there.
That was when I was on my stag do.
On a stag do, yeah.
The pony cum transfer video.
Yeah. It was grotesque.
But it was when someone said, "Can you imagine what that jar smells like?" And I just immediately vomited everywhere.
Just for context, the pony cum transfer.
I would say it's one of the worst
It's
videos
pretty horrific.
I've seen.
Basically,
considering not much happens in it.
No, basically it's someone who just it's just someone who pours their own cum over like a little My Little Pony toy. Is that it? I mean, you showed it to me, so
I had been shown it that weekend.
Yeah, he showed it to me, and it was it's basically someone who just pours. They've collected. I assume over days.
Oh, it's more than that. It's got to be like
collected their own.
Like
I mean, even talking about it now, I can feel my body reacting against it.
Right. It's a subculture of fetishists, and what they do is they're really into My Little Pony.
Yeah.
And that's,
what we do is, what they do is.
Yeah. What Darren's dad showed me is that no. So what they do is they basically add their semen into this jar, and they. In the jar is like immersed, like a My Little Pony doll, like a kid's thing. And
do you know what's
it's
like, it's just thinking about like the real mane, the hair matting,
and the smell, and the cum is all like separated as well. It's all like sediment and like it gets thick. Honestly, when on my stag do, somebody showed me this. Somebody mentioned it, and then I just immediately vomited everywhere in the Wetherspoons in Abergavenny. And at the back on that balcony.
Yeah,
and,
I remember.
It was, and the video is bizarre because the guy is like, it's all like, you don't see the bloke. It's like, it's a close.
It's obviously.
Sorry?
Yeah, obviously.
No, you also just see.
Hi,
I'm
MP Kevin Webber, and this is me. Pouring cum over my daughter's My Little Pony.
No, I don't think they don't even like. It's so mental. I don't even want to bring in the idea that there's anything paedophilic about it. It's genuinely so bizarre. And he's wearing like gloves, like what are those sort of gloves? White gloves people wear.
Like surgical gloves.
Yeah, like surgical gloves. And there's a carriage clock inexplicably in the background. You know, like the free ones you used to get for subscribing to the AXA Sun Life over 50 plan. You remember? Like Frank Windsor or June Whitfield would be going, right now,
Michael
this charming
Parkinson.
Parkinson would do it. Right now, this charming carriage clock could be yours, free of charge. One of those in the background, like a retirement clock, they used to call it, didn't they? And one of those in the background. And his hands are trembling.
With excitement.
Like, I assume it's with excitement. And then there's like, I think it's Vivaldi playing in the background, you know. I think it's Vivaldi anyway.
Oh, wow.
Or, oh my god, or Debussy or something. And it's fucking... And he just, like, the way he empties it and then he just changes it.
Yeah. Let's move on.
But the only other time I've come close to spewing like that was after a sixth form party, and there was a guy who I can't actually remember his name now, so that's handy. But he was a bigger guy, very like friendly, sort of like a Jack Black character.
Okay.
Like a
Joker. Jolly.
Like a
Voice cracking kind of.
Everyone liked by all the hot girls, but no one ever slept with him.
Yes, yeah, right. Got to.
You know, kind of. Yeah, a nice enough guy.
Yeah.
A little bit irritating for my like, a little bit loud.
Right.
You know, a bit like Chris Farley, sort of a lot of shouting and stuff, and you're like, you are nice and funny, but...
good work, man. But just dial it down a bit.
And I remember outside the Red Lion in Morriston, we had a party in sixth form, someone's birthday, I think, and he tried to like jump on someone's back for a piggyback, and they were drunk, and they kind of, my friend Smithers or something, their legs buckled, and he kind of like fell, and he sort of like went into like a sort of praying stance over them and kind of went, whoa, and his shirt came up, and he's a big hairy guy, and about 3 or 4 of us saw this, and he had obviously wiped his ass halfway up his back.
His ass!
He honestly wiped his ass halfway up his back, right, and the shit was all in his back hairs, and you could see it plain as day, and I remember like it was like that bit at the end of the first Ace Ventura where they're all going, the guy's like picking his tongue and they're all like spitting everywhere. And I remember going, I think 3 of us, or it was like me. The guy called Gary I used to be in school with, he was...
Did you say anything to him afterwards?
No,
I'm like pull him off to the side.
I'm not touching him. I'm fucking near the bastard.
Right, we'll get one of those litter picker claws and pull him off to the side and go, look, hey, I don't want... One
of those big lassos they use in swimming pools.
Yeah, let's just say, all of us here know you've been to the toilet recently and you haven't done a thorough job. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll never look back. Shit me back.
Well, I remember you told me that story, and there's one crucial word you've missed out, which really made me laugh.
What was that?
And I don't even know if this is a word.
No, I know what you're going to say.
Made it up.
I know what you're going to say.
You made it up.
I know because I've told this story before. The snail tracks in his back.
No, you didn't say that. It was a completely it's a word I've never heard before or since.
Clinkers.
Yeah, you said clinkers.
Oh, yeah, clinkers is a word.
He had clinkers. I've never heard this word before, but then the idea that the shit particles stuck in his back hair were clinkers.
Clinkers, yeah, I've heard that. I think that's a well-established word.
I've never heard anybody call that clinkers.
Like shit, dried shit.
I've heard it like
ass hair or back hair.
dingleberries, so that's an American one.
No, I don't know about
that. Have you heard that?
That sounds like paedophile code chat, that does. Spotted some dingleberries tonight. Bring the car.
Come down to Dingleberry Avenue and we'll sample some honey pots.
Yeah.
Dingleberry. I like you're disgusted. Like, not dingleberries. I'll take clinkers, but not dingleberries.
Clinkers is a.
Yeah, I'm
sure that's
no, I don't think. I think it may be like a Swansea thing.
Oh, yeah, it is actually. The only people I've heard use it are from people from Swansea and Neath, so maybe it is.
It's just hilarious.
Good
Google it up, yeah. Oh, look, it's already come up purple. He searched it already, guys. Where can I buy clinkers on this?
I nearly WhatsApped the word clinkers to my wife then. Oh, okay. A clinker is the stony residue from burnt coal or from a furnace. A brick with a vitrified surface.
Oh.
Plural noun clinkers. Oh, okay, so it's like waste from an industrial process.
Yeah, they're like little nuggets, basically.
Etymology. Clinker is from the Dutch and describe clinker bricks.
What's this?
This is definition of Community Dictionary by Farlex. Read it.
Dried pieces of fecal matter adhering to anal hair. Synonyms: bum crumbs, bum tags, clagnuts, cocoa pops, cranberries, dillberries, dags, dangleberries, dingleberries, fartleberries, klingons, toffee strings, oh god, tagnuts, winnuts, waffle nuts.
Or 2, goblets of dried semen adhering to female pubic hair. Synonyms, none. Well, guys.
So thanks for listening to
yeah, we hope you've
episode
enjoyed this.
11. I love we started with smut,
And we ended...
filth, and then we transitioned to something a bit more family friendly,
Yep.
like, oh, what would you have in your packed lunches? And then we sort of deviated back to childhood, and then we went took a sharp right turn,
Pony cum
into
transfer.
pony cum transfer, and
Tinkers.
taking a left, shit town.
And you notice as well in this episode that we have listened to the clamour of our fan.
Our
And-
fan, and now we're not watching anything.
We're not
anymore.
watching stuff anymore because we
Um,
realise that of the dozen or so people who actually listen to this, they all pretty much listen to it.
It's audio.
And
And it makes my job easier because I don't have to fucking edit the
Sync
clips
their,
and sync them and put a
footage.
clip in. So
Yeah.
there's no. We might bring it back again.
maybe when we get up to like 50 listeners,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
we'll do
maybe
like an
when he
anniversary
the
episode or
demands.
something.
But yeah, we've got to make these executive decisions and think about what's best for the brand.
This is true. So
Basically.
there'll be no more ET porn anytime
We
soon.
no more ED porn, guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Despite the letter,
Despite
there will be
one
no-
letter, which fortunately we had to hand to Scotland Yard.
yeah, they weren't
yeah,
interested.
Yeah,
But
they
still.
weren't interested because we wrote it. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening. That's it.
Enjoy packed lunches.
Enjoy your packed lunches and your toilet books, you monsters. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, God bless.
God bless. Bye bye.